Welcome to another episode of English Grammar Class. This is Rajesh. Today we are going to discuss about defining and non-defining clauses. Defining relative clauses. Look at the example here. They are the people who want to buy our house. In this example, this is the relative clause and this is the person being referred. We use defining relative clauses to give essential information about someone or something. Information that we need in order to understand what or who is being referred to. A defining relative clause usually comes immediately after the noun it describes. Next example. Here are some cells which have been affected. In this sentence, the defining relative clause is which have been affected. And the thing being referred to here is some cells. We usually use a relative pronoun like who, that, which, whose, and whom to introduce a defining relative clause. Non-defining relative clause. Look at the example here. Her mother, who was pregnant, was expecting a son. We use non-defining relative clauses to give extra information about the person or thing. It is not necessary information. We don't need it to understand who or what is being referred to. We always use a relative pronoun who, which, whose, or whom to introduce a non-defining relative clause. In the example, the relative clause is who was pregnant and the person being referred to is her mother. Look at this example. The little girl tore the papers on the table which were very important for her father. In this example, the relative clause is which were very important for her father and the thing being referred to is the papers on the table. And always remember one thing, we don't use that to introduce a non-defining relative clause. Note this point. We can use that instead of who, whom or which in defining relative clauses, but not in non-defining relative clauses. Punctuation. In writing, we use commas only around non-defining relative clauses. Look at this example. Clara, who I work with, is doing the London Marathon this year. In this example, the person referred to is Clara. So, we separated Clara with comma. The relative clause is who I work with is also separated with a comma. So, we must separate the person which referred in the sentence and the non-defining relative clause with a comma. I hope you all understand the defining and non-defining relative clauses. I will be back with a new lesson. Thank you so much for watching. Keep liking, sharing and supporting.